Good day, my name is Irina Bulakh, and today I want to introduce my teams, and topic is the hospital park future of the sustainable hospital architecture. Architecture is gradually changing along with the society development. It's changing perception of the beauty, stench, usefulness, as well as the growing need for comfort, aesthetic, the ideal environment. For a long time, the architecture of health care facilities was perceived and machinery designed exclusive as a kind of technically necessary shell to ensure the betterment of the depersonalization population. Do we have the right to condemn this large-scale approach that prevailed in the 20th century? No. At that time, this approach allowed to solve the important medical care issues for the majority of the population of the Soviet Union. Thanks to the mass and economic and industrial design and construction approach, Ukraine has received an extensive urban network of various health care facilities which continue to perform the functions, accepting the hard challenge and trials of global pandemics and epidemics. Many Ukrainian hospitals are in a condition that not only does not meet sanitary and other requirements, but also threatens the health and lives of patients and staff. In this slide, you can see situation what happened now in a Ukrainian hospital. For example, Gdansk Central District Hospital, Mostitska Regional Hospital, Hospital in Lutsk, and Lviv Akhmedit. In 2021, we are approaching the foot of a new rock that embodies all the latest advanced in healthcare and which the world's leading countries have gradually, step by step, overcome with a long-term state plan for medical development and carrying out periodic reforms in the medical field. The architecture of healthcare facilities need to be upgrade. Hopeful this is already happening in development countries. Today, hospitals are more likely five-star hotels with all the services rather than ordinary hospitals. Cutting-edge hospitals are a mega-structure, multifunctional medical complex that have a variety of departments and are usually able to provide all types of medical care service for all age groups of patients. Recently, the architectural design of hospital complex space significant attention to the organization of public space and the interior and adjacent hospital area for the communication between visitors, patients, and staff of the medical institution. The global is very contrasting. Simultaneously, many hospitals continue to operate despite that often do not even have basic living conditions such as sewerage, water supply, and heating. Alongside humanity is working on mega complex projects of extraterrestrial hospitals. For example, Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, located in Abu Dhabi, and robotic operating room. The current hospitals should not be excluded from the list of energy efficient facilities. They should be designed in accordance with the latest environment principles and guidelines of sustainable architecture. The hospital park is synthetics of the medical building and the nature environment, which involves the active integration of landscaping both in the interior and the hospital's area improvement. For example, Medical and Children hospitals located in Australia. The team of the Danish office Muller proposed a project where rather high hospital buildings stand out against the surrounding landscape. The design concept of the another architecture study big and envisaged the creation of the space capable of highlighting. Herzog and Demeron office offered 2- and 4-story hospital buildings, skipful, integrated into the surrounding natural landscape. The rounded lines of the building plan are more like microorganisms than the traditional shape of a hospital plan. The idea of a park is housed in the hospital complex in Singapore. The architects considerable attention to the integration of sustainable development principles into the architecture of the hospital complex has achieved incredible results. Another example, Institute Hospital in Virginia, located in USA, designed in 28 by architect Vignolis, is the best example of how the architecture can reflect the idea of hospital park using the highlighting effects of the nature environment, landscape, and healing power of water. The next example of the Last Beside Health project, which shows the attention of architecture to the integration of the landscape design in medical facilities, is Seoul National University Hospital Medical Mall, located in Seoul, South Korea. It should be noted that it is not possible just to copy the experience of another country. There are always several diverse features: climatic, geographical, racial, hydrological, etc., which form individual requirements. The only invariable potential for the integration of the principles of sustainable development into the architecture of buildings designed for human health, which is appropriate and necessary to implement for all countries of the world, is the active synthetics of the medical and natural environment. One of the possible ways of realization of this idea can be designing a hospital park, a medical institution that is inserted in a nature environment and also contains its element in the internal space. This approach is due to the fact that man is a part of the nature, its constituent element, and it is natural to assess the harmony of effective and correlate physical and spiritual renewal in the natural environment. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.